talked to her and explained her everything, and she said, I don't care, I don't want that you don't live right here. That's not my problem. And I told her, sorry, maybe you don't understand because my English is not good, but I know that you are from Puerto Rico. Maybe I can speak you in Spanish. And she said, no, I don't want that you speak me in Spanish. I prefer that you speak me in English. I hired a lawyer. She put some articles that don't even exist in the laws from the condo. My lawyer said that she pulled it up from her imagination. I need to have some place that I can live in peace. And I feel that she is against me because I had a disability.
I was moving, I made noise because I was moving. So he came very rude. And he knocked and he didn't even say, I'm your neighbor, nice to meet you. No. He was so mad, he was so pissed, and he told me, if I want to remove you from this community, I can do it because the president is my friend. Nobody here wants to talk with him. Why? Because we feel intimidated.
I've had 5 buyers denied by the board. 5. 3 of them cash. I know we are Fisher Island and it's very difficult to get into buying here, but 3 of the buyers were cash. Like the last one was a single young teacher. Her credit wasn't that good, but her parents were paying for it. Her parents were buying her the unit. But she was living, I guess, with her boyfriend until she could move in here as an unlegal occupant, so they denied her.
If the bylaws state something, we cannot go against it. Whether it's the dumbest thing in the world. To change it, you need 50% plus 1.
Well, when you do all that other stuff, put it all together, we'll all change the shit.
And again...
But what does it say in the bylaw that because she's living somewhere else, not a thing, that she's immoral character?
I will bring it to the attorney's attention. I will see.
Because I'm getting ready to do a lawsuit. Because this is ridiculous.
Listen,
I don't want to sue us again. But 5 buyers, come on, this is not Fisher Island.
And the guy disappeared. This first contractor, Blackwood, and then another contractor came along, Andrew something. Is anybody even thinking about following through and finding out how much money was disappeared?
I'm going to be honest with you. I can't go back in time.
Important question. You guys are going to like this one, right? Who approved this, license plate reader that we got in the front there?
That was approved from 2017.
2017?
Way before us.
2017?
It took a long time to
Wait. 2007, wait, it got approved 2017? Wait, hold on. Wait, we're in 2024 now. That approved.
Technically, I put it in 3, right? 23, so it's
Oh my God. You know what?
Guys, calm down.
No, one last question. No, it's a short.
That was your last question.
Hi, my name's Ashley. I've been here since June, and I was just wondering if we could set up a system of accountability for Robert. I know we have to provide all sorts of certifications to get work done, and I would just appreciate if he had to do the same. This isn't an unwarranted concern. I did have a roof leak. It took about 4 months to get it fixed. I did convince Robert to fix it, but he did try to have our unlicensed maintenance worker work on it, and when that person quit, he tried to have the other unlicensed worker work on it. And until I got the city involved.
Kitchen is completely gutted. I have no AC, no hot water. My laundry unit is sitting in my living room. Okay? You can see straight through my hallway, straight through the cinder block because the drywall had to come off because of mold. It's ridiculous. And then you're talking about, you're worried about people suing. Well, hello, if you would have come check the leak, even if it was our issue to fix, Stephanie, who's the owner, would have fixed it. Stephanie and I would have fixed it. And my kitchen would be back together by now.
Rip steps on my steps because I like to feel safe going up my steps. I live here, like that's not right. Like if she falls on the steps, she's hurt her. If I fall on the steps, I can get up and go and mention something to somebody. They still ain't did nothing about it. They went ahead and messed up my whole house. I can't put a doormat outside my house because I want to brush my feet off because it's so dusty in my hallway because of the bullshit they done did in here. I can't put a thing out there to give me a violation. I can't have a ring on my door because there's no cameras. I can't see what's going on in my neighborhood. people steal packages all the time. I can't see what's going on. Robert's at somebody's house the other day having a great conversation with them, big old ring on their door, not saying anything to him, but I get a notice. I'm gonna get fined $750. I'm gonna let you know this now. I'm not paying no fines. I'm not paying no fines. I might as well fix my own house up. There's no maintenance here. I might as well maintain my own house. I'm gonna have my doormat outside so I can wipe my feet off. I wanna have a nice security camera because we ain't got nobody here to protect us. And then with the steps, I'm gonna just do that myself because like my grandma doesn't feel safe even coming up the steps here.
I bought that apartment to live with my son. I came here to this country 18 years ago, and I have never lived by myself because he is my only family in this country. I have been screaming, and nobody gave me any solution.
I was very, very unwelcome. Not by the people that live here, but by the board itself. That again was not Robert, it was someone else. After she gone, God that she gone. Jill. I was denied. I bought cash and I was denied. I got a lawyer involved and things changed immediately. As soon as I called the lawyer calls in here, things change. People on board were very unwelcome. They would mistreat me when I would come for the meetings. They would mistreat me. Now, I became their friends. Now they are my friends. But I would love for you to change the way they've been treating people. They think they have the power, and unfortunately they do. And people that don't comply with them, they get on their ass. Literally on their ass. They give them fines, they do whatever they want to do. Nobody talks about it. When you said about this letter going on, telling people, and somebody's putting fire here, there, and everywhere, I love that letter. The first day that I saw that letter, I love it because nobody talks about it. They do whatever they want to do. I'm not going to put fingers on Wanda or whoever, but what I'm asking for the new people like you that's coming aboard and him that just came back, I love Mina to come back because he's the only one that back then fought against the board. But anyway, I'm not here to point fingers or anything like that. But what I'm trying to say is this. Please, change this. Change. I don't want to see him coming over here and have to tell her, answer the question or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, we don't want to fight. We all on the same boat. We don't want the boat to sink. But we have to have a communication between them and us as smooth as they can. People talking about bad about Robert right now, and I have to tell you, if it changes him, it's not going to help. What's going to help is make him understand that he doesn't work only for the people at the board. He works for everybody, not for a specific person. So if we can put this together, we'll be the best. I wish for this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. That was a good speech, man.
All right, well, thank you. I wrote it down. So a couple of things I just want to address real fast about what you said. There is going to be certain questions that the board, we cannot answer. So you said that briefly. So there's going to be some things that I will not be able to discuss with you that I cannot discuss with you. Now, as far as the unwelcoming and all that, I wrote it down. We'll discuss. I'll bring this to the board. I've already told the board after this meeting, once I have a list, I'll present it. We'll kind of go over some of the things, and I'll make sure that that's, at least talked about, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you keeping track of this?
I've been standing. I just have a quick point to note. You mentioned that the turnout. You mentioned about the turnout that you think that this is going to be recorded. I just want to remind you to pay attention that the notice was very short. I believe it was very short.
It's an unofficial meeting, so that it wasn't official notice. It wasn't nothing like that. It was. I sent out the email so people would come. Again, it's just I wanted to give you guys all the opportunity to talk because I think everybody here had a tough week.
I understand, and this may or may not be the core of what will be, but I thought I just brought that to the attention.
The lady in the back, she.
Thank you. My name is Sandra Ruiz. I have been here for 3 months. and I already regret to buy here.
Oh.
Because I had the same feeling that him. And this is not to change too much. I have been very unhappy and frustrated and stressful since I moved here. That main road has been harassment because he's telling me that I don't live here. So I don't know why he's telling me that, because I live here, but I travel. And he's not the person who tell me that, okay? Number one. Number two, I suggest to do this kind of meetings at least every 3 or 4 months to listen to people. Because if you see the difference between this meeting and last meeting, Wanda and him create a very negative environment. And people, that's why the people was so violent. But now we're listening to you. That's what we need. A fresh face and a young people to change this community. Community means everybody's united for a purpose.
Yeah.
And I saw in these 3 months, there are 2 teams, 2 groups. The group with Wanda and the group that we have a lot of complaints and they don't want to hear. So we need somebody to put solutions to every complaint that we have, because we are owners. Listen, I have been in this country for 18 years, working so hard to buy this property, to live with my son. I submit the documents on July 10th. This is the time that they told me that my son is not approved to live with me. Okay?
How old is your son?
26. So I have been writing a lot of emails and there is no response. The only thing I found, one down Saturday, last Saturday, she was outside. I didn't know she was the president because I didn't know her. I went to her and I told her, please tell me what is going on with my son. She says, I can't say you anything. You have to wait for the letter in the mail. I have been 5 months waiting for the letter. 3 months after they approved me to purchase, and I have no any notice. The only thing I have is harassment from that man because he doesn't let him to park. He has been here for 3 months with 30 days every month permission for the parking. That's not fair.
Stupid.
I bought that apartment to live with my son. I came here to this country 18 years ago, and I have never lived by myself because he is my only family in this country. Okay?
Yeah. I understand.
So I really appreciate if you put an eye on my case. I know this is not about everybody, it's a personal case. But if I don't tell you, I have been screaming and nobody gave me any solution. So thank you for being our president right now. We put all our confidence to you. Please. Please. Yeah. Don't.
I think it was
Thank you.
Your son did not, he was on the original application that you
No, I did the interview with 2 members of the board. They made me sign something that new resident, my son, new resident, me. Nobody told me, no, your son is not approved yet to buy, okay? Because they let me buy the apartment, but then after I bought, they told me your son is not approved. That is not fair. In the interview, I told them, I'm here, I'm going to be here with my son.
I'll look into it and I'll see what I can.
So I would like to know how is the process and how long time takes that? Because even to buy, I had 2 months waiting for the approval. This is not normal. I know it's 30 days.
It only takes a couple of weeks.
All right, so I'm gonna go with you and then I'm gonna go in the back of the room.
All right.
Okay, first of all, again, like she said, thank you so much, guys, for actually volunteering for the board, because there was a lot of issues here, and nobody actually did I did because honestly, I have some stuff in my life. However, thank you so much. The other thing, I think he said it well, it needs to be updated. it needs to be revised, all the laws that we have here. And I don't have the same situation in my case, I get approval from my mom, now I'm waiting for my father approval and all that. However, it's something that it's really taking too much time. Actually, my mom came to the United States, and it takes the green card get approved faster than I get approved here. So I can say that, and it's a fact. The other thing, just for a question, that we have to finance apart, but it was related still. I know that there's a lot of issues, and I know that it's going to come up because it's keep coming up the numbers. Are you looking into, once all this sort out about the financials with the homeowners, and we're going to have a good look because they was just passing accounting, to do one, to try to bring them that.
So we'll look into it. We're gonna look into every option. The three of us are brand new to the board, so we will be looking into everything for the first time, more or less.
Okay.
But again, the loan depends on if everybody takes care of what they owe. Because remember, not everybody on this list is a case where they pay. I'm sure a lot of people on this list have not paid yet, or they don't realize that they're not paying because they're not taking it out. So until that gets situated, I can't. I'm going to be honest with you. Our chances of getting a loan does not look good. It does not look good. So we need all of that to be fixed, and then we can go into the potential loan. Now, homeowners have the opportunity to do equity lines, take out equity that they have in their home. The benefit is there's a very good chance that after we do all of this work, and if we take down,
Michael, Peter needs to talk. Peter needs to talk. He has a very important issue.
Peter, you go first. I'll go after you, man. It's no big deal. I've been here for 4 years, and based upon observation and experience, it just seems like they find ways to not work with us, but try to work against us. They'll find every little thing, be like, oh, well, wait for this letter, or they won't really be like a human to you and like give you like a real answer. The maintenance that goes around here, like I don't really see anything being done, and I've been here for 4 years. You constantly ask questions, and I just keep getting the runaround. You know what, Robert? Honestly, it's like I try to like call, they don't answer the phone. Number one, he never answers the phone in the office, but he doesn't answer the phone, right? He doesn't really return the call. I think it's just a little bit of a mismanagement, and there's no clarity. There's no, no transparency at all whatsoever. It's frustrating, because everybody's in the same boat, and instead of working with us, I just feel like they're trying to work against us.
And this is what I tell the people that I work with and the homeowners that I deal with: send an email. The reason I say that is everything's documented.
Right.
So if you can prove, and I'm not saying this to say that you're not saying the truth, but it looks a lot better when you send email after email after email, and there's no response. I get you. I understand that. It's a track record. That will be the benefit to you guys to hold us accountable.
Right, I got you. But I ran into a situation too where I moved into my property, right? And then when I moved in, I had like these trees around my patio, right? And I didn't plant these trees, right? But according to like the association, according to Robert, he's saying that it's my responsibility to remove those trees. And I know we pay maintenance for everything on the outer side of the unit, correct? And we pay for tree cutting too as well, right? So exactly. But if I never planted these trees before I even moved in here, he said that they're illegally there. It shouldn't really be my responsibility to remove those trees. And I'm just saying, I have emails of that too, before and after. So here's what, I cut the trees down, right? Okay, sent the email, took a picture, and he's like, oh, has to be lower. The trees were all the way down here. It was literally a stump. And he's like, oh no, they have to be completely removed from the roots now. So I'm like, bro, are you serious? Bro, hold up. I'm super busy throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? 60 hours a week, Monday through Saturday, Monday through Sunday. I don't have time to be emailing this clown back and forth about digging out the roots for a tree that I never even planted. You understand what I'm saying? I just want to make sure you understand. That's it.
This is where my experience is. This is where it gets difficult.
It's ridiculous, man.
Because you're not wrong, but you're also not 100% correct. So you're right. It should have been caught to the previous owner. And I deal with this because, like I said, I'm a property manager and I'm the asshole on the side sending these emails to the homeowners for my job. And so here's the problem. The trees were there. They should have been caught before you bought. I don't know how into the process, if it was a year or 2 years later.
Long, like for like maybe, I don't know, 5-6 years. I don't know.
But
It could be way before yeah.
It should have been caught.
Yeah, but it should have been caught 5-6 years ago. It just shows the mismanagement. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's illegally dead for 5-6 years,
again,
how many more things are illegally dead for 5-6 years before they catch on to it? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like come on. Like I look. I go to work and I do my job, and I expect everybody else to do their job as well.
So. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I agree.
Just do your job.
I can't speak to 5-6 years ago. I can't even speak to 4.
I got you. I know you're new. I know it's not your fault. You're new. You're a new face. I get you.
Let me finish
I got
real
you.
quick.
I got
So
you.
the only thing I want to say is it should have been caught before you. You're 100% right. I'm not saying that we would have made the same decision. I'm not saying we would have made a different decision. But to the point of cutting the trees down to the roots.
Right.
That is very, very important. It should have been communicated to you probably in the first email.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Now, the reason it had to go all the way down to the roots is because then someone walks back there, trips over the tree, all of us get sued, and all of us pay for it, and all of our insurance goes up. So,
I
you
understand.
should have communicated in the first email.
Exactly.
I have no issues with that. You were 100% correct. I will.
Like I'm out there with a freaking grinder, you know what I'm saying, cutting it down from the damn. I'm just saying, if I hurt myself, then what? You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on.
Yo, listen, it's again. At the end of the day, we're all in the community, like that lady said. It's a community. We all live together. We're all here.
So that's why I came to this meeting too, because you know what? I really hope for change. I really hope that we all can come together and make a difference.
If the trees were not caught before, like I'm saying 4 years or so,
Yeah.
that was management mistake. Why didn't management take care of it and not him or anybody else?
So when you say management, I mean
He
that's the board.
Well,
Right.
Board property management
Because-
should have gotten the trees.
So
You
technical
know,
question, and
trees,
each
there
one
are
is
cost
being
problems,
dealt
we
with.
didn't plant them, we don't want them here. We should,
Like I said, I'm not saying that we would have made the same decision. But
When I started here, they didn't let me come in here. They denied me because I had some issues, aggravated, people disrespectful. I disrespect people, I'm sorry. But I came back with the money, they signed me up. Just don't fight nobody here, no problem. So I live here now. That's years ago, I'm not gonna put you through that. But a couple months ago, like I mentioned to Robert, I fell down the steps because of these very slippery, I don't know what kind of paint that is, but when it rains, it's like ice. I slipped down the steps, I came to him and told him what the issue was. I told him, yo bro, I showed him the video. I slipped down the steps, like I didn't take a shower. I came to him right after this happened. I showed him the dirt, the scrape on my leg. I showed him the whole situation. I even broke the little thing they have down there to catch the rain. He looks at me and says he'll send somebody to dust off the area so it's not that slippery. This little Spanish lady we got that used the brush around my doorway is not cutting it. Like, I'm not paying for that. I need something more than that. So what I'm asking you is this. I'm not gonna ask him, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it because I've been told Robert about this because if it happens to my grandmother, it's gonna happen to him. I'm gonna go put some grip steps on my steps because I like to feel safe going up my steps. I live here, like that's not right. Like, if she falls on the steps, she's hurt. If I fall on the steps, I can get up and go and mention something to somebody. They still ain't did nothing about it. They went ahead and messed up my whole house. I can't put a doormat outside my house because, like, you know, I want to brush my feet off because it's so dusty in my hallway because of the bullshit they done did in here. I can't put a thing out there to give me a violation. I can't have a ring on my door because there's no cameras. I can't see what's going on in my neighborhood. People steal packages all the time. I can't see what's going on. Robert's at somebody's house the other day having a great conversation with them. Big old ring on their door. Not saying anything to him, but I get a notice. I'm going to get fined $750. I'm going to let you know this now. I'm not paying no fines. I'm not paying no fines. I might as well fix my own house up. There's no maintenance here. I might as well maintain my own house. I'm gonna have my doormat outside so I can wipe my feet off. I wanna have a nice security camera because we ain't got nobody here to protect us. And then with the steps, I'm gonna just do that myself because, like, my grandma doesn't feel safe even coming up the steps here. If you go to her place where she's paying $380, they got grip steps. They have 11 pools, 4 indoor.
They got a garden?
They got a garden. They have a security guard. They have, like, it's beautiful over there. Like,
Come on.
This Pompano is better than this. And I'm paying almost $500 something. Like, bro, like, and again, Robert, Wanda, and them, I don't talk to them because I've spoken to them already. And then, like, with me and them, like, I can't even speak to them because it's like, I don't like speaking, like, over and over. I don't like talking twice, 3, 4, 5. Like, I get annoyed. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. Obviously, I can't approve for you to do anything to the common area steps. So if you do decide to do something with the steps, probably going to lead to another violation.
That's not a violation. A violation is nothing on my steps. That's a violation.
I understand what you're saying.
I'm telling y'all, bro, something happens to somebody. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Another point when you were discussing the mat. The reason the mat can't go out there is because it's a tripping hazard.
Oh my.
Tripping hazard. No, the dust in the hallways. That's a hazard,
You
bro.
can yell at me all you want.
I'm not yelling at you, I'm
That's
talking.
fine.
This ain't yelling.
It's a tripping hazard, so when someone trips over your mat,
Nobody's coming here.
we get sued. I'm not saying that because I'm an asshole. I'm saying that because I deal with it. I'm the one who has to send violations for mats. It's stupid. I hate it.
So what they gonna do about my building though,
The
big
truth
dog?
of the matter is, someone trips on it, someone falls on it, we all get sued. I will look into the steps, I'll look into why that's happening, I'll see what we can do, but again, it comes back to money.
What can we do about the buildings though? Because they started working, they ain't finishing, and now there's cracks in my walls. Ants go through the cracks in my walls, and now they're in my house.
I understand, and that's what we're going to address.
Okay.
That's what that special assessment is for, that,
Okay.
you know, they almost passed on Tuesday, they decided not to pass. That's gonna address everything, but the truth is, it all comes down to money. I hate to say that, if we have $300,000 in bad debt, there's not much we can do with the building. I have some other stuff that I can go over in a little bit to address some of your other concerns, but I wanna give more people time to speak. So I promise you next, and then I do the lady.
Nope, okay, November. All right, I thought it was beginning of December. Thank you for correcting me. But here it is, a year later, over a year later, and nobody has still checked it. The only reason my condo is not still being damaged by the leak is because this man, the guy that was there, removed the drain pipe so the condensation would go to the main line and continue to damage my unit. However, I got my own insurance company to send an adjuster out because there were water stains on the baseboard, so I knew something was flowing somewhere. He came in, he said to me, "General contractor to look at the situation." Never did. And she never followed up with me. I had to contact her, okay? 3 weeks later, when I haven't seen this general contractor or even heard about one coming, and then, that one couldn't do it, we're looking for another one. It's the whole pressure, like this man is feeling here, of doing something yourself,
Might as well.
because they're not gonna look into it. That's what it is. Let them do it themselves, so we don't have to deal with it. I'm sorry. If you saw my house right now, my kitchen is completely gutted. I have no AC, no hot water. My laundry unit is sitting in my living room. Okay? You can see straight through my hallway, straight through the cinder block because the drywall had to come off because of mold. It's ridiculous. And then you're talking about, you're worried about people suing. Well, hello, if you would have come check the leak, even if it was our issue to fix, Stephanie, who's the owner, would have fixed it. Stephanie and I would have fixed it. And my kitchen would be back together by now.
You just sit right there.
You push people into lawsuits, period.
I understand.
I'm sorry, that's it.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
And it makes no sense. And that's where half of the issue is coming from.
I understand.
Is that they're not addressing the issue immediately when they hear it. How can you not show up about a leak for 3 weeks?
And you live right there.
3 weeks
And then Robert
Right down the porch right now doing nothing.
lift up plumber
from the
to our
20-year
unit,
inspection.
to our unit, and the drain pipe is loose. I mean, there's turning, and it's just, you wiggle it in the hole. This was never properly installed. This is all
That's
the
what the
association. They wouldn't tell us who this person was and pretend like that never happened. Now, Robert tried to say, you're required twice a year to flush out the drain line. Okay, it's not in the bylaws, and if that was the case, there'd be a placard in that little closet indicating where to do it. But the little hole with the tube, which they sued the builder, used a T instead of a Y, is about 2 inches, 3 inches to the left of where the drain line is. It didn't connect to the drain line, so we would have just been pouring water into the floor. So it's like, no. But they just And then if you go over the drive, the walkway in front of our building, you'll see there's a new section of concrete. I had to come in and force them to fix it because when the water line broke, they allowed whoever was repairing it to break the sidewalk instead of telling them, to dig down and dig over. It was 2.5 months. There's a hole this big of ragged concrete broken out. Where was the stop? Fix this now. Because you get heavy rain and wind and somebody elderly, they're cut them in.
No, I'm.
But it's that kind of.
I can't argue.
I'm going to use the word asinine.
Or the 2 weeks every time during this year where the security lights aren't adjusted and somebody would have tripped in it because they didn't see it.
Yeah, somebody's gonna trip over the wires and the trees that are in my backyard on my doormat. The wires coming out the grass in the backyard, that's what somebody can trip over and get hurt. And my internet can go out and I'm gonna have to pay for it because of these people. Potholes in my driveway. 3 weeks ago I had to buy a new tire because of Robert. I've been told Robert about this shit. And I had to pay for it, not Robert. I missed work because of Robert.
Somebody needs to really look into all the problems that are going on here and like inspect everything, inspect every building. Yeah, it's like somebody has to do their job.
That's the reason I'm here.
I got you.
But asphalt problems, that's part of that special assessment. That's part of the reserve.
The trees are growing through the asphalt right now. It's breaking up my driveway.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
I see it. I drive the driveway. They look terrible. They look awful.
And the potholes, the pothole's been here since I moved in here, and that was 4 years ago. I could literally fix that pothole in a day.
But they've been pushing this special assessment off for 4 years.
For the potholes?
To fix the asphalt.
Yeah, I got you.
It's like a $500,000, $600,000 job. Or I can spend like $3,000 to fix every spot every week, and then next thing you know, we got no money for anything. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not here to defend anybody. I'm not here to say what they did was right or wrong. I'm here to get it, move forward, to fix it.
I'm with you on board, bro. Like, I want everybody to come together as a community and fix the problem and work together.
Absolutely.
That's it.
But that requires this special assessment. That's too.
Okay, look. I just want to make sure when we pay this special assessment, I want to make sure this work's getting done too at the same time. Because the last thing I want to do is pay out the $10,000 and then I don't see nothing get done. You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, it's over. You know what I'm saying?
I bought 1 year ago. I don't want to pay that much money for people. I haven't been living here the last 30 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I'm the one who's going to end up paying for 80-90% of it.
Right.
That sucks.
But look, let's make sure that, we pay the special assessment. Let's make sure we hire people with permits.
Absolutely.
Let's make sure we do things by the book and do things the right way because, history repeats itself. I just want to make sure going forward, if it didn't work before, something has to change so it can work going forward.
They're just as upset as you.
Right.
That's why we sent in the letter because we were tired of the status quo.
Got you.
Talking about those asphalts,
Yeah.
And again, I haven't gotten bids yet, but what I've been told is it's going to be about $600,000 because I can't just fix his pothole.
Got you. I got you. Yeah, I got you. I understand.
$600,000, that wasn't included on this $2.3 million assessment that they almost passed.
It was.
Was not.
Who's giving the numbers?
So, we're going to get all new numbers.
No, I mean, because
we're going to get new
I'm just using that as an example because that's what I've been told. So now that 2.3 should have been 3 million. So that is what's going to fix this. That's where all this anger is. I'm just as angry as you guys. I don't like looking at potholes. I park on top of a tree root.
Okay.
Where I park, I'm literally on top of a tree root. I get it. And when it rains over by my building, it's like a lake.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually clears up pretty quickly. I'm actually surprised at how quickly it clears up. But again, I'm dealing with these things as well.
I got you. I understand.
So I got a violation for a mat. I knew it was going to be a violation, but I was testing the waters. I got the violation. I had to put the mat away. I want to have a mat, but unfortunately, I do know that people sue.
Right.
And I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm not using that as a justification. We do need to fix these steps.
Right.
Absolutely.
I got one other question about the recomp. Another question. Okay, I got you.
Hi, my name's Ashley. I've been here since June, and I was just wondering if we could set up a system of accountability for Robert. I know we have to provide all sorts of certifications to get work done, and I would just appreciate if we had to do the same. This isn't an unwarranted concern. I did have a roof leak. It took about 4 months to get it fixed. I did convince Robert to fix it. But he did try to have our unlicensed maintenance worker work on it, and when that person quit, he tried to have the other unlicensed worker work on it. And until I got the city involved and asked if a licensed person has to work on a roof, which is in Florida state statute, which I explained to Robert, that's when we finally got things going. It still took about 4 months to fix, but it is fixed now. I was worried about mold. Robert told me there's no reason to worry about it, and he wasn't gonna do anything about it. He refused to test it. I got it tested personally. It came back with really high levels of black mold, so we did have to get that fixed, and he is fixing it currently, but this has taken about 6 months since moving in. I raised these concerns immediately. I would just like, for him to be held accountable for fixing things.
So-
do so in like a timely manner. Maybe he has to respond to things in 7 days. I've emailed, I called. I know how to work with Robert now, fortunately, but it took quite a lot of time. And I'd love to get on the company website. I've tried to sign up probably 100 to 200 times. It's never worked.
Which one, Judah or ours?
Ours. I'm on Judah, thankfully. And yeah, I didn't get the email to come to this, thankfully. I talked to my neighbors. People are awesome and let me know.
Well, I'm going to talk about that.
But yeah, I have been here since June. And also with the $300,000 in discrepancies, just a point of interest. I personally was on that list, but it did show for this month. So if people didn't pay until it's due tomorrow, that all could have showed up on the list.
Correct,
So,
yeah, I'm aware.
That could be like $100,000 off or
Yeah,
something.
I'm aware of that. So I want to address a couple of things that you said. First, the accountability is us. You know, we're the board, we're supposed to be the one. I'm here to make excuses for anybody. I'm not. But I am a numbers person, I deal with numbers, I look at financials, I go through all that stuff. If what you're describing describes somebody trying to solve something that they don't have money to solve. Roofing is not a cheap fix, and I'm not using that as an excuse. But the reality of it is, if we ain't got no money, who's gonna come and help the association do anything? It's only gonna get worse.
No, the problem will get worse.
Correct, I understand, listen.
So then you'll have more money, you need more money to fix it.
If we have no money, who is gonna work for free? I don't work for free. I get paid every 2 weeks. I'm sure everybody else here doesn't work for free either. I mean, I volunteer for this for free, but so my statement's not completely true. So yeah, teachers do. Yeah, teachers. Yes, I completely. But so that's when everything you just described sounds to me like somebody who doesn't have money trying to figure out a way to stop it. And I'm not justifying Robert's behavior. I'm not.
But even like body language, you can kind of tell, you know, he's just sitting there. He's not really, you know, emotionally or like physically involved in what we're saying. He's just like, oh, you're looking at me like, oh, okay, yeah, it's this hater or whatever. Like, he's not really like, you know, really in tune to like his job or his position. Look, I'm a metal fabricator and a welder, right? If I'm not in tune and focused into my job, guess what? I'm out. I'm fired. My boss is gonna fire me so freaking quick. You know what I'm saying? Even if my body language is like slouchy and I'm just like, oh yeah, whatever. Somebody will handle it. Like, come on, bro, wake up, man. Drink a cup of coffee, wake up, do your job. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right, I'm just saying the facts, right? Going forward, can we hire people that have good reviews on Google? Because everybody that we do business with, I'm looking at who we're hiring. It's all like 1 or 2 stars at the most. I wouldn't hire anybody to work on my property if they had a 1-star review. I'm not arguing with you guys, but just write it down. Just be like, look, let's look for better people that can do the maintenance work and service that we provide.
All of this work that we're discussing is going back.
Got you.
Companies will be doing more research into the company, and obviously, if a company has 2 stars,
Does that include accounting?
Kind of, yes.
Property management?
Well, wait, say that one more time.
Does that include accounting? Because they got a 2 something.
I'm not sure if they're friends or family or whatever kind of connections they got with them, but their reviews are poor.
And
like very poor.
We are trying to leave.
Yeah, Judah,
Judah and property keepers.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Does that include accounting and property management?
It includes accounting, for sure.
Okay.
Property management, community management, I would like the board to have time to see if we can address some of these issues, because here's the thing. When you change everything at once, it gets very sloppy. And that is from that. I cannot stress this enough. We are in such a bad spot in so many different categories that We know
nobody
we're-
would want to have us as a client.
So,
Well, no,
Is that
I'm
what
not
you're
gonna
saying?
say- I'm not
God
saying
damn.
that.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not saying that.
God.
But I mean, that could be that could be a perception. But we're in such a bad spot that if we fire the accounting company, we fire Robert. Now we've got 2 brand new property managers and accounting coming in, and the books are all over the place. Everything's crazy.
It's gonna get worse, trust me,
it's gonna get worse? Okay.
It's going to get. I promise.
So
you.
before it gets better, I just want to, like, I don't want to
promise you.
sugarcoat it. Before it gets better, it's gonna get worse.
I agree. I mean, listen, but the board,
Yeah.
needs to hold Robert accountable for
Got
what
you.
you guys are saying.
I got you.
That's what we will try to do.
Okay.
Our focus is the work, is the special assessment.
Got you.
Robert is not necessary in the sense of us being able to take care of all of these problems because it's money. If I fix all the asphalt tomorrow,
Yeah.
if the board got an approval for all the asphalt tomorrow, we got the special assessment passed, it got fixed, all those complaints to Robert about the asphalt would go away.
Okay.
Now we pass the roofs, we get the roof projects going. We need some continuity to make it through all of this because now we have a new board, you want new
I got you.
accounting, you want a new
Right.
property manager, you want new roofer, you want new
I got
plumber,
you.
you want new asphalt. By the way, we have $300,000 in bad debt. Please take it. I'm telling you, and I'm not saying that, I'm not making excuses.
Yeah.
I'm telling you the truth as I see it.
Right.
I'm assuming you guys kind of feel the same.
Right.
We need to go one step at a time, organized approach. In a year,
Yeah.
we might be able to readdress
Right.
the property
Yeah.
keepers.
Exactly. Progress little by little. I got you. I got
Step
you.
by step.
I got
And
one.
The first biggest step
Yeah.
is the special assessment.
Got you. I got you. I'm on board with that, right? I got you, right? One last question, right? Because I'm just kind of curious. Hold on. I got questions. I live here. Important question. You guys are gonna like this one, right? Who approved this? What license plate reader that we got in the front? there?
That was approved from 2017.
2017.
Way before that.
17.
It took a long time to
Wait. 2007. Wait, it got approved 2017. Wait, hold on. Wait. We're in 2024 now. That approved.
Well, technically, I'm putting in 3, right? 23, so it's
Oh my God. You know what?
Guys, calm down. Let's-
No, one last question. No, it's important.
That was your last question. That was your last
It's
question.
important. It's really important. It's really
That was
important.
your last question. That was your last
It's about
question.
recon parking. You guys like recon
That was
parking?
your last question.
You guys like recon parking? You guys like recon parking? Hey, you guys like recon parking?
All right, guys, calm down.
You guys like recon parking? Hey, okay. They like recon parking?
I'm sure somebody will mention it, trust me. Somebody will mention it.
God, this place is ridiculous, bro.
The pool and that generated violations and fines, etc. Well, but then the guy disappeared. This first contractor, Blackwood, and then another contractor came along, Andrew something. Is anybody even thinking about following through and finding out how much money was disappeared?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't go back in time, and if I could go back in time, I probably wouldn't be sitting here as board president. But we need to focus on now and tomorrow and the next day and that.
Yeah, you're not
I'm
gonna
not-
prosecute anybody anyway.
I'm not saying
Why?
that at a
Why is
certain
that?
time later, we can't go back and investigate and look into it. That might be a membership thing, that might be a board thing. But
Yeah.
right now, if the
understand,
boat's already
but the idea
flooding,
is the
I can't
process.
worry about why didn't we fix it before.
I agree, but we can have it on the list.
All right,
Yeah.
I think Pierre has been waiting for like
But isn't
the whole
that isn't
meeting.
that theft? If somebody does
So,
a job
and I
and they
think
don't
there was
finish it, that's
somebody-
not stealing?
No, I know she's next.
So they.
So
Well, my
Pierre,
issue is like, I've been trying to sell my unit since February. I've had 5 buyers denied by the board. 5. 3 of them cash. I know we are Fisher Island and it's very difficult to get into buying here, but 3 of the buyers were cash. Like the last one was a single young teacher. Her credit wasn't that good, but her parents were paying for it. Her parents were buying her the unit. But she was living, I guess, with her boyfriend until she could move in here as a, I guess, an unlegal occupant, so they denied her. Like, so a young teacher whose parents were buying a place for her, she wasn't good enough to live in here?
The bylaw.
again, if I believe that there's a credit requirement.
Yeah, but if you pay cash, They can waive that. No, it says on the application, if it's a cash deal, the board can say, yeah, we don't care about your back credit.
The buyer has to.
Yeah, the parents, she was on the contract. The parents were giving her the cash to buy the place. As a young single teacher, we said, no, she can't live here. When her parents were giving her the money. She said that because her credit was not good, because of the cash deal, they can be waived according to the application.
They decide to.
No, credit cannot be.
It says on the application, look at it on the thing, it says on there. If it's a cash deal, it doesn't matter what the credit.
It shouldn't be.
It can be waived, yes, you can, one of the lines right below the application.
States it could, then it could.
I understand that, but it's a cash deal. No one's gonna walk away because I didn't pay, they're not gonna wait for more cash deal.
They have to meet the debt. They have to meet the debt to income as well.
She had no debt. It was, the denial letter said, because her credit was not 650, and because she was living with her boyfriend as an unapproved occupant because she was waiting to move into the place. That's why they denied her.
Also lives here.
Huh?
Her boyfriend.
No, she was living with her boyfriend somewhere else. But because she was not an approved occupant with the boyfriend, yes. They denied her. She said her immoral character, but she's a teacher teaching our kids? Come on.
Oh, God.
Immoral character for a teacher because she was living in with her boyfriend. So that just cost me a lot of money. The last buyer before that was buying it as a second place. The wife, they have a home in Fort Pierce. The wife works in Miami. She wanted a place just to sit during the week so she can go back home. But because they own a property in Florida, they were forcing us to make this primary.
Yeah.
Well, of course they're not going to do it. They have a home in Fort Pierce. So they denied that because, oh, it's too close. You can't have this as a secondary home. You have to be a primary. I got denied for that. So I should say the buyers got denied because of that. Another cash deal.
Wait.
The bylaws, you have to live here for 3 years.
That's just stupid. Because if I live in New York and I want to make this my winter home, why wouldn't you want a part-time person who's not going to be using the facilities in the water?
Wait.
I know it's
You're saying the bylaws state that we can't have second homes?
You have to make it your primary.
This has to be you have to live here for 3 years.
Put her rent.
No.
You
have to own the unit for 3 years before you can
Before
rent
renting.
it.
Not to sell.
They're buying to live in it.
Yeah, they had a home in Fort Pierce. She just wanted a home for when she's working in Miami. She wanted to go to traffic. Denied. And I got a denial letter for it. Or she said,
She made me change my homestead
we
from my
have several
house,
things we
which
change
is
on the
in Florida,
bylaws.
I'm not here. She made me change to here.
Other buyer, he was from Turkey, which I think that was discrimination. But he just was so fed up that he walked away.
Well, there's no requirement actually then that you live here.
It says you have to make it your primary. They already have a home, so they didn't want to
No,
change the
it
primary.
says you can't.
Where does it
No.
For 3 years.
They didn't want to rent it. They were buying it just to say.
Live here. Says you
Have to make it your
live here.
primary, it says.
But also, they had a lawsuit in the past where they had to pay out 20K for discrimination.
She made me change my homestead to here.
Hey,
Even though
hey.
I was living
Who
here.
cares if it's your homestead or
Says
not?
it's illegal for you to live here and have your homestead on your property over there.
Well, it's not illegal, it just doesn't conform with their bylaws.
Right. So
But why do we even
change
care
my
about that?
homestead
So
and everything.
time out. Again, I already have the application started. I'm gonna start again. So we got 2 stars on the application process. I'll look into this. Now, here's the thing. If the bylaws state something, we cannot go against it. Whether it's the dumbest thing in the world. To change it, you need 50% plus 1.
Well, when you do all that other stuff, put it all together, we'll all change the shit.
And again,
But what does it say in the bylaw that because she's living somewhere else, not a thing, that she's immoral character?
I will bring it to the attorney's attention. I will see.
Because I'm getting ready to do a lawsuit.
I
Because this is
understand.
ridiculous.
Listen,
I don't want to sue us again.
I,
But 5 buyers, come on, this is not Fisher Island. We're not, you know. I got 5 denial letters, I'm ready to get into attorney to sue the lawyer. Because now every time I'm put it on the market, I'm less price. So now the lawyers is costing me a lot of money. So I'm planning on suing once I finally sell. There's an HOA. Because it's cost me money for their stupid referral, you know.
Oh my God.
You know what we did the bylaws though?
Yes, so again, it is
And
on
it's
my.
coming, trust me, I have on my paper, it's coming. Once I sell.
No, wait
I'm not doing it
for
until
me
I
to sell too with you, right?
Huh?
Wait for me to sell with you.
Yeah.
Alright, you can touch your hand up for a while.
So kind of an extension to Lori's question. So.
Oh man, we in trouble, man. We in trouble, bro.
And again, I'm not saying that to be an asshole. I'm just saying because the people who have, you're absolutely right. Once I'm on the board, we're on the board, if 4 of us agree to one thing, that's what happens. It's gonna change. That's it. You don't have a say per se. You can take action afterwards if you're really pissed with us, absolutely. But the truth of the matter is, once the board's elected, if 4 of them say, I'm gonna paint this pink, we're painting it pink, because the 4 of us agreed out of the 7 of us. And it's a shitty reality, but it's no different than the democracy that we currently have, where you elect your senators, you elect your House of Representatives, and then they're in the room making the actual decisions. So that's when voting is important, that's when annual meetings are important. The reserves, that's your other vote. All of these issues, the reserves have been waived, as far as I know, since the beginning of the... If those reserves were not waived, we'd have an additional $3 million in our reserve account, where the roofs probably would have been done 3-4 years ago. The paving would have been done 2-3 years ago. All of this stuff that we're having issues with right now would have been fixed already if we didn't partially or fully waive reserves.
Well, not necessarily, because there's a general theme of mismanagement.
Correct.
So it doesn't mean to say that if the money was there, that we would have done the work that had to be done.
Correct.
So
But if the money was there, there's a greater chance that it would have been done. You're
Well,
absolutely right.
that's
There's always a mismanagement factor.
So there would be a better chance. It
A
doesn't
better
mean that
chance.
it would have been done.
Can't guarantee you're absolutely right.
So, which kind of takes me I kind of want to segue into my next concern. So again, coming back to Robert, I understand you're saying that we have to keep property keepers and for a seamless transition and for things to work better and all of that. However, it is not right for us to be paying someone who is constantly rude, disrespectful, abusive, and just Robert's whole attitude is, at my job, I mean, if I behaved 1% of how Robert has behaved, I would not have a job today.
Yeah.
That's facts.
1% of the time. 1%.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I'm just going to give you a quick example. I had an incident where my neighbor above me flooded for the second time in 3 years, but that's another story. I'm unfortunately have to bear the brunt of that. Like Laurie, well, I'm still in a better position than Laurie. Kitchen couldn't use for months, blah, blah, blah. First thing I called Robert, you're a property manager. I call you, and so you should know that this is something that has to be done. I asked the person above me to call and make an incident report. Very important, as you would know, for insurance purposes and other purposes. Ask my neighbor to make the call to report the incident. He couldn't get hold of Robert for a long time. Eventually, I called and I spoke to Robert and I said, I want to say this is what happened. I need an incident report. And he's like, no. I'm sorry, no. Okay, so I still told him what happened. Then my neighbor said to me that the association is responsible for replacing the drywalls within my unit because I had to have mold testing and my kitchen had to be gutted as well, and all of the lovely things that go along with things like that. I don't think Robert filed an incident report, but I stand corrected on that one. If he did, I'd be surprised. Then I spoke to him on November 9th. He said, yes, the association is responsible for replacing the drywalls, but that they were not responsible for painting them. I made a note of that conversation. November 22nd rolls around, I don't hear anything from anybody. I called back, I'm like, what's going on? When is the person coming to, do the rebuild? Oh, the association is not responsible for that. So I said, but do you remember our conversation when you told me? No, I never told you that. I said, okay, all right. maybe I did not understand you. So I said, let's do this. Can you send me an email and tell me categorically that the association is responsible or not responsible for replacing the drywall? No, I will not do that.
Wow.
Okay, that's what he said before, Michael. He said we're gonna do accountability. Another thing, if your communication to him was an email, sending it to him, you would have had the proof that he didn't
I
answer,
sent
and
an
he would
email.
have, and he would have answered you back.
No,
and
he
give you
has
the
not.
answer. No, but did you send him an email?
I did.
Okay, just from now on, we're gonna do accountability. We're gonna have a lot of stuff done. So we're gonna look into that, as he said before, and he's gonna look into everything we say. But what he's saying is the change cannot be done overnight.
I'm not asking you, you're misunderstanding.
No, I understood you, but we gonna be able to do whatever once we get into it and look into everything, and we're gonna try to help you as much as we can. That's what Michael is
But
saying.
I wasn't asking you for a solution, sir, with all due respect. I was not asking for a solution, I was just saying, this is what has been going on. That's what he said, let us know your gripes and your complaints. So I'm letting you know, I'm not expecting a solution overnight or even within a year. I'm just letting you know that it's not just one isolated incident. This has been a pattern of behavior with Robert.
Everybody too, not just her.
I think he will have to leave.
Right?
Thank you for giving me the word again. You need to understand that the connection between these people and you is Robert. Okay? So nobody here wants to talk with him. Why? Because we feel intimidated. I don't want to talk with him. I don't want to come here to say him anything. So I would like to have a way to communicate with you guys, not with him, because the communication stopped here. He doesn't work. The other thing is, I would like that this board were neutral. I don't know if you understand me. My English is a little bit neutral. Okay? Why? Because the first day I came to this community, when I was moving, my neighbor, he came to my door. I mean, I was moving, I made noise because I was moving. So he came very rude, and he knocked, and he didn't even say, I'm your neighbor, nice to meet you. No, he was so mad, he was so pissed, and he told me, if I want to remove you from this community, I can do it because the president is my friend. And I know why.
I don't have any friends.
Now I know. That's what I'm begging you to be neutral. Why? Because the day of the interview, Jody told me that my parking spot was that one. So I started parking over there. Robert told me that that's not my spot. My spot is this one. Why? Because he gave that spot to that man. So now I know he is his friend. Okay? The other thing, why he didn't tell me that my son was not approved? Listen to me. My son came to have the call for his car, and he told him, no, you need to change the address in your driver license and in your registration. So he had to take a day for his job to go to the office and change the address. Then another day in his job to change the registration. Then I came with the copies of those documents with the new address. I came here to Robert's office, and he says, no, I can't receive you those documents. He has to come personally. And I told him, why? But if you know my son, you know this is his card, this is his documents, why you make him to come personally? And he says, he's already a man, tell him to come. So he has to take another permission to come here. When he came here with the documents, he told him, no, I can't receive you the documents because you're not approved. Why he does that? Why he make him to change addresses and everything? Why he's living here with me, and after 5 months, they said he can't live with me.
Wow.
You don't have to change your address and registration.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
That's why.
He made you do all those steps. All those steps that he made you do just for him to say no.
For nothing.
I got the lady in the red and then the
And then if you guys want, I'll say something too. Yeah. God damn, bro. They're gonna hate me, bro.
My girlfriend's on disability and everything like that. She can't afford it. I'm not gonna leave here and, let her live there by herself. That's not what the issue is. I'm a little nervous, so bear with me. The point is, she was telling me, the last Rose was telling me, oh, I don't see your car here and everything like that. You don't see my car? I don't have to come get your approval to be here or not, I mean, that's the way I felt, and, like, what is that, I mean, that's not right. I mean, why are you gonna treat somebody like that with disrespect? I mean, I'm not a liar. I did everything right. I paid $150 and everything like that. She don't drive. Somebody I love, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta bring her here a couple of days and I gotta send her to her sister's house.
I understand. Listen,
And please, I just want you to hear what I want to say, and for the record, I'm not a liar. That's all I'm gonna tell you. And she's not a liar either. And she deserves respect.
The application process was one of the first things that we talked about at the beginning and we really want to work on.
Please, because I appreciate that very much. Just for the record, I'm not a liar.
Come on. All right, you guys have the lady in the room.
Hi, my name is Carla, and I've been in this community for approximately 10 years. And I'd like to say that, the common thread that I see here in terms of an issue or issues is really the lack of transparency, lack of accountability. And I think one of the items that I'd like to applaud you for, at least 3 days within your tenure here, is you're reaching out to us, and it's really a forum for us to express ourselves and potentially to have you then go back and with the board and really understand the issues that have emerged over the years. And these are not issues that have just come overnight. They really have festered to the point where they're now really a problem.
And I felt that when I was sitting with you, where you guys were sitting 4 days ago.
Absolutely.
So I understood that, and that's why when I first came on the board, that's why I put this together so quickly, because I wanted to get in front of you guys. I wanted to talk with you guys. I told the board that I was doing this, and again, it was gonna be just me. I was like, you guys don't have to come. I want to just be in front of the homeowners. I mean, they were nice enough to show up as well. It's a good, if we had another board member who would have performed, I would have canceled this. But either way, I think it worked out, and yes, we're gonna start, like I said, everything's gonna start coming before you. There will be more meetings. We will try to get as much of this solved as we can. But again, it takes time, and there's an order of the operations that needs to happen.
And that's
sorry.
Sorry. So one recommendation that I have is, because we want to see accountability, and I would personally would like to see perhaps a project plan. Whenever there are assessments and we're paying money into different activities, it would be good to see not only the task that says, okay, this money is going into this activity, but by when? When should we expect to see improvements? When should we expect to see estimated timelines for completion? We understand that projects do shift, but at least to be able to have some transparency that will help us to better understand.
And I think that's going to be part of our meetings when we go back out to bid and we start getting all of these bids. Those things will be discussed, and there will be obviously the roofs are going to be what's the most important. The roofs in the 40 year. That would be step one. We're not going to do the asphalt before we get our roofs done, because we don't want the roof trucks on our brand new asphalt. We'd rather than destroy the crappy that we already got out there, so we can put a nice fresh new one on. So yes, all of that will be discussed, all of that will be planned out. We will have each project kind of a general idea of, we'll start with this building's roofs. Once that building's done, we move to the next building, and we go and go and go, and then eventually the asphalt follows. Other issues, other projects, other things that need to get done, the painting. So
The other point I wanted to make, and I'm not sure whether or not this will go against our bylaws, but perhaps a modernization of the administration such that, for example, some of us may have to work double time to pay these rising fees, so we might not be able to be here in person. So is there the potential for example, a Zoom call whenever the meetings are being held so that we can join virtually? You know, just a suggestion as to how perhaps we can better have more voices and more participation.
So,
might not be available.
for my associations, we do hybrid meetings like that. I'm gonna be honest, I hate them. They're terrible. Because what ends up happening is the people on Zoom say the entire time, what? Huh? I can't hear what's going on. Then the people in the audience, when the Zoom people ask questions, what? Huh? I can't hear what's going on. And it creates a whole level of confusion, and I absolutely hate it. Now, with that being said, there is a way that we could modify the clubhouse to have the proper technology to actually host a hybrid meeting.
But there's a cost.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a way to outfit it, and the mic is cool. We can have a camera up there that zooms in on whoever.
Oh no. We don't need that. We don't need that.
I'm telling you,
We don't need
the
that.
hybrid meeting, it sounds good in theory, but what's going to happen is you guys will not be able to hear, they will not be able to hear, we'll get sidetracked back and forth.
Yeah.
So I'll see what we can do, but at this point, just expect most meetings to be in person.
Yeah.
It also creates oscillations in the tempo of the meeting and affects a lot of timing and the
Yeah.
And God forbid our Wi-Fi speed is not up to par, then it's going to be buffering and all kind of shit.
I was involved with this one. I basically, my boyfriend talked about it, but I want to basically say about this guy, Robert. He basically was very mean with me all the time. I suffer from epilepsy, and I suffer from anxiety and other things. Basically, all the people right here, even that president was very mean with me. I talked to her in Spanish, and I explained him everything. I figured out all the papers. She even made me bring my social security, my citizenship, and all my last statements, and in disability for more than 3 years. I printed all the papers. I was having a loan and a property, and I was living there. And she basically said that I was subleasing because I was giving to my boyfriend $1,400 for gift to my dad, but I was able to don't sell it to my dad directly, so that was the reason because I give it to him. But as soon that she don't approve me to stay here, so I give it to her my lease for my apartment that I still was pay, and I was finished until November 15. I give pictures from us that we was having a relationship, and I give it the check that he was giving me the money back to deposit in my that account. And I talked to her and explained her everything, and she said, I don't care, I don't want that you don't live right here, that's not my problem. And I told her, sorry, maybe you don't understand because my English is not good, but I know that you are from Puerto Rico, maybe I can speak you in Spanish. And she said, no, I don't want that you speak me in Spanish, I prefer that you speak me in English. So I said,
That
okay.
happens to me too. I was trying to talk to her in Spanish, and she denied, and she speaks perfectly Spanish. Do you think that is not
reasonable?
Unfair?
Yes.
You have no, I know, but if you
speak better in another language.
I have a question. If you speak Spanish, you can listen to that person, right? Yeah. You don't speak Spanish. I know, but she doesn't. She does. She speaks Spanish. How she denied to talk in Spanish with people?
So she said,
This is not fair. This is not fair. You can
If
see.
she didn't want, That's her prerogative, again.
It just shows. It just shows
I
intention.
and a
That's it.
lawyer. I had a lawyer.
Oh, man.
He basically put some articles that don't even exist in the laws from the condo. My lawyer said that she pulled it up from her imagination. The laws on an application that is in this condo is older than 50 years old. So it's supposedly people of the same sex don't is available to live in this condo. It's so many things that is so old that is no.
Well, like I said, I mean, we're looking into the application process, we're looking into the documents, some amendments on different items. So we'll see what we can do with the application process.
Yeah, because it's too hard for me to live like a even hiding in my boyfriend's house. That I have to be hiding because I need to have some place that I can live in peace. You know what I mean? And I don't think that is no fair that I don't be able to live in my boyfriend's house if he owns that house, and I had to ask for permission for some person that is not the owner for that place. So basically, she is causing me, and I feel that she is against me because I had a disability. You know, I don't make more than $900 for disability, which is not possible that I can be able to pay a rent. So I don't think that is not fair that she is making me and treating me in that way. You know. So my lawyer write a paper and tell her that give it to her a week for respond, and she closed the office for all this day and she don't respond anything at all.
Wow.
So basically all that
That's
is
low.
stand by, and I don't have respond, and I had to pay a storage for put my stuff, and I don't be able to put my stuff in my boyfriend's house, and I had to pay for storage. So I've been having like a seizure every week for this situation. So I need to fix this situation because it's putting me so sick. I'm sorry that I get involved in this reunion, even that I'm not the owner. But I appreciate it if you cannot fix my situation. The paperwork.
No, I'll look into it. I mean, it's an application. Lady in the blue, did you go on speak or?
Hi, my name is Kelly. I'm living here since 21. But since I'm moving, they give me this paper to go to the parking permit. When I have it, they give me a wrong number. And then I talked to the secretary. She said, it's okay, you can park over there or you park on the guest parking. Now my problem is, after those meetings, the people used to working on the board, they try to against me from parking. And then before that meeting happened last year, the lady used to working on the board, try to know people business, unit by unit. She tried to know people business, to go to the people working on the board to say so about our unit. We not rent. We are the homeowner. We have to have the privacy. Even you was working on the board, it's not your business. Even you working on the board, you're not supposed to try to know our business. We're the homeowner. We not rent. So after those meetings, they try to give me a lot of stress. But me, I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna take those stress and then to act. Because I tell them already, I don't take that from nobody. Because you buy your unit, I buy mine. My suggestion, if we're voting for president or vice president, don't vote for ladies, because those ladies make problem. Even they're not on the board, they have friends on the board to say this, and then they make me pay $1,000 last year for violation for no reason. I have to go to work. I have to hire one babysitter. The babysitter I have home is not like any babysitter. It's my baby's father. It's my kid, it's his kid. That lady tried to know everything inside the unit and then report it to the board, so my babysitter live in my house. He's not living in my house when I'm not here. He's babysit his own kids. I have the receipt for my $1,000. So when I find out that lady report to the board, make me pay that $1,000, it's not fair. A lot of things going on ODL market, it's not fair. We have to fix it. We have to fix it. No matter what, you was working on the board, you got joined. If I feel like they're not working for us. They're working like for a friend. They're not working like a team. They don't have a team. They're working like a friend, report friend, and then they always lie about the homeowner.
I understand. I understand. We'll look in that whole.
Which way is the beach?
And then one more thing, actually they already take money for assessment on my account. I don't know all. They just have meeting for assessment. How they already withdraw money for assessment on my account.
How much?
Yes, I have a $518 they withdraw. So they have to give me that money back because I have to pay my mortgage.
Oh man. Oh man.
I can just correct some monthly payment.
They have to give it to me back.
Did you sign
They
up for
charge you for.
autopay?
Exactly. I don't sign for auto. I used to sign for Shama. When Shama moved from Judas, I sent check. Now I see the withdraw $518 for assessment on my account.
Oh,
they have to give it to
what?
me back.
I think that's the monthly. That's the monthly.
Is it the maintenance or assessment?
That's
not the special. The special didn't have.
One is maintenance, one is assessment.
I think she knows. It's assessment,
No,
right?
it's to payment now.
Oh,
I
what?
send my check. They already take it,
Yeah.
and then plus yesterday they take money for they say assessment. Yeah.
Speak
No.
to speak
Yeah,
to
I'm
the
gonna
applicant.
they have to send me that money because I have to pay my
If you
mortgage.
double paid, yeah, it'll be refunded.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Diana. I've lived here since 1991, so I've seen a lot. Okay. And we've had times that have been better. We went through some really, really bad times during the housing crisis, 2000.
So that's where it comes into accountability. If for some reason I ask Robert, hey, did this homeowner ask you to help with the logging? What's going on? He says no. Then I run to that homeowner and she says, hey, look, I have an email from right here. This is where I can start holding Robert accountable, and then if these things continue to happen, we can change it.
So you wanna handle this person to person?
Yes. So if Robert is not doing his job, I can't do his job for him. I need to know that he is not doing his job. So the conversations, the communications are going to be through Robert for the most part, because that is his job. And then if you tell him, if he'll bring it to he should bring it to my attention. And if he's not doing that, then I know he is the problem. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Yes.
It makes sense.
The second point is, you mentioned we're going to have bids, new bids, we're gonna have a new budget for what's needed, right, coming forward. However, at the meeting, they told us that the attorney has a construction division and that he is going to be the one, or this company is gonna be the one moving forward with the new construction and the new 40 year and whatever else needed.
So that was the previous board's idea. Again, there's 3 new members and nobody has the authority to just it has to be a majority of the board's decision on how we move forward. So that was their idea on what they thought would be a good idea. Unfortunately, with the letters that were sent out, with kind of the communications and with how the homeowners have been responding, I don't think it's a terrible idea just because there's so many people that are worried about, I've heard mismanagement like 10 times just today. So again, if we can add more checks and balances to this system, it's not a terrible idea, but it's more money, more costs. So you can't, people can't say, well, I don't want to trust the board to manage this project, but then when we say, okay, let's get a construction lawyer involved, well, I don't want to pay them either. We have to decide, and this will be an open discussion amongst the board, and then the membership will be able to voice their opinion. We have to decide, and the board will ultimately vote.
So-
And whatever 4+ wants.
Got it. No, I agree with you. I think we need to add additional costs. However, a lot of the members have expressed to me that they would be interested in participating in groups because they're knowledgeable with construction, with pulling permits, etc. So maybe we could create a committee to work on the new projects ahead of, contracts.
The board, yeah. So the board will discuss it. We'll discuss it amongst ourselves and how we want to proceed, and what those powers and responsibilities of those committee members would be. If we come up with an idea of what committee we would like to see, we'll bring it up and ask people if they want to volunteer. So that's usually how it goes, and then that committee will speak with somebody.
Are you saying that you're averse to the members themselves forming a committee, assistance to bridge between us?
No. What do you mean, member? If the members create their own clubs, is not
clubs. A committee.
Yeah, if you guys, if you want it official through the board and you want the board to listen, it has to come through the board. If you guys just come together and say, hey, I'm the construction committee, and you don't speak with us, and we didn't give you that authority.
Yeah. We work hand in hand. We work with you.
Correct.
Yeah.
You can't just walk around saying I'm the construction committee and talk to our roofers. So it has to come from the board with direction and with an outline of these are what you're responsible for, this is what your powers are, this is what you can and cannot do. Because there's state statute that mandates what committees can and cannot do. And if certain committees have certain powers, there's more rules and regulations that they have to follow. So
I understand, and that wasn't what I was asking about.
now, if you want to give us if you want to have the idea like, hey, I think this should be a committee, you're more than welcome to present that to us. And again, but it's still ultimately.
It's your decision.
Correct.
We know that. Yeah. Got it.
All right.
Well, just so you know, I've worked in IT since 1981. I've done surveillance systems, networking, everything, so.
If you need an IT guy, we got it back here.
And for instance, like, I was looking at the CCTV system that was installed, and like,
outdated.
There were some problems with the way cameras were done and stuff like that. And I did a condo down in Miami, and they were asking me, I said, yeah, my guys are telling me that they're missing, I said, yeah, well, those two cameras, they should be switched because you're missing 16, 17, and 18 parking spots.
Yeah.
And so I would be more than happy to look at stuff.
Absolutely. No, listen, and like I said, we have a lot of issues. Cameras are not anywhere near the top of my list at this moment. It's just approved, and I kind of compared those. And I feel like for everybody here that's listening, and for all of you guys who are going to talk with homeowners and with other neighbors and stuff, this is important information because I'm dealing with this every single day. In the 2019 operating budget, our insurance was $215,000. It accounted for 19.3% of our budget. Everything, including reserves, including all that. It is now up to $771,521. It now accounts for 42% of our budget. So when you hear complaints like, hey, where is this money going? I'm paying $600. I used to pay $400, now I'm paying $600. I see no benefit. I don't see what we're doing with it. In that same time period, we've lowered the maintenance supplies budget item. We've lowered the maintenance general budget item by $4,500. We've lowered the the electrical work by $3,000. We've lowered building repairs from $20,000 to now $10,000. So that's $10,000 of work that we used to be able to do in 19 that we can no longer do in 2024. So this is where it comes to your point. Hey, this sidewalk was broken. Why wasn't it fixed immediately? It could have been we had to wait until the next month because we needed that extra money to take.
Well, it should have been fixed by the work.
It should have been fixed immediately.
By the company that did it. It never should have happened.
Correct. Pool repairs are down. I understand $8,000 from 10,000 to 2,000. I understand we just redid the pool, so that makes sense. Landscaping has been zeroed. So anyone complaining about grass or flowers or any of that, we have $0 to spend on landscaping this year.
Wow.
So we're only paying for it to be cut. That's all. Now, we've also, we've increased tree trimming, so we should see some increases. We should see some benefits there. So that is what matters for these little problems, these little issues that a lot of these homeowners are bringing up. Why does this grass look terrible? Why isn't the stairs being taken care of? Well, that could have fallen in that 10,000 that we've removed over the last 4 years. And usually what happens is you see small decreases. They cut $5,000 from here because they're scared because we're raising the rates too high. Well, that $5,000 is going to create $5,000 worth of problems from the homeowners. And this is what I keep coming back to. This is what I keep speaking about when I say it comes to money, it comes to the special assessment, it's going to solve a lot of our issues. And moving forward, we need to make sure we're properly budgeted. Because if the fees go up $60 and we cut $5,000, now the fees go up $58.50. $1.50 is not, I can't speak for everybody, but that's not what's going to help the association saving that $1.50. All it does is create this atmosphere where people are complaining, why isn't my roof fixed in a week? Well, if we don't have money to fix the roof, we're screwed. There's no easy way to say that. And I'm not saying that's their excuse, and I'm not giving them that excuse.
No.
But these things are what matters. This is how you run it properly. You can't save the association $1.50 because insurance went up $600,000. That doesn't make sense because it creates all these little problems that just expand.
Yeah, and we have to bear in mind that the budget you're looking at for 2024 is not even, it's just a, how do you call it?
Estimate.
It's not the real thing.
It's an
We
estimate.
don't have anything.
Correct.
You have a preliminary.
Correct.
That it was made up.
So again, this is based off numbers because if the roof does break, we have to fix it. So now, what we only had $10,000, that could have gone to one roof repair. Now, well, actually, I should say if the stair breaks and we have to fix that stair, it's $3,000. That's 30% of our budget we spent in January, and we still got 11 months left.
Yeah.
So I'm not up here to say I'm gonna raise the rates and all this is gonna happen, but I'm just trying to point to you guys the history. When people say, why am I paying $600 now when I used to pay $400? Like I said, it went 19% of our, so that means we had 81% more spending power. Well, 81% spending power on other issues. And then in 2024, now we only have 58% of their spending power on other issues besides insurance. So that's a huge $556,000 over 4 years from then to now. That's where all of our maintenance, not all of it, but a huge chunk is insurance.
And it's the roofs that fix that.
And that's another reason the roofs on the special assessment on the $2.3 million, they had phase 1 and phase 2. Now everybody here knows that we have 3 phases in this community. The insurance is going to continue to go up probably 20 to 30% for the next 2 to 3 years. We're now at $771,000. So 30% of that is over $200,000 raised again next year. Hold on, let me finish. The reason I'm bringing this up is because that cannot change until phase 3's roofs are also done, because the insurance company doesn't care about phase 1 and 2 if phase 3 isn't up to par as well.
Oldest thing.
So the insurance companies in the last 3 years have all moved out of Florida. There's been a huge exodus. Most companies have moved out. You guys should have seen it with your car insurance payments going up this year. Your homeowner's insurance has probably gone up as well. There's been a mass exodus. The governor has passed a new policy that is going to help, potentially, but it's not probably going to happen until 2025, 2026. That's when they expect the help to start showing, which means we're 2 more years in this boat. So if we don't get all the roofs done in this next year, we're going to see another $200,000 of our spending money going towards insurance to where that 42% comes up.
Let's do $5 million.
Yeah, but we need money to do all
So,
three.
and again, I'm bringing this all up because it goes hand in hand in hand. I can't fix one problem and then ignore the other problems. These are all problems that are gonna keep compounding.
But it's gotta be top priority, obviously. Top priority first.
I know, let her speak, because she had her hand up too, and then I'll come to you.
So this might be a stupid question, but are we shopping around for insurance? Because I can tell you, for example, my insurance went from about 900 and they sent me for the renewal 2200 and I had to get away from them and go to a new company. And then it went down to like 1200 from 2200. So are we shopping around?
So
Or are we in a contract?
So hold on. So the insurance market for condos is crazy. It's absolutely insane. It is not one of those things that you can shop around the same as your car insurance. The way that it works is you have a representative that represents the association. So what that means, I don't know our insurance company. Do you guys know? All right, let's just say the Laurel's insurance company is who our insurance company is. If we have a representative from there, Bob. Once Bob takes our insurance and he gets estimates from A, B, and C, and those estimates are 1, 3, and 5, Bob has locked those companies. So if we try to go to another insurance company, they cannot get quotes from those 3 companies. So it's not one of those things, and it doesn't. They've all left. They've all left.
And I know that the governor is trying to change this. They're hoping to do something about this, hopefully by 2025. I'm being hopeful, but it could go up to 2025.
It's not just this condo either.
It's every condo all over. I deal with it every single day. The other issue that happened was, I think everybody's here aware that the building fell and collapsed. One of the things that happened with that was when it collapsed, the insurance companies realized that they were way, the value of the condo was way lower than the actual value. The insured value was 30 million and the actual value was 60 million. So the insurance company lost money for the first time in its life. They don't like that. So what they've been doing over the last 3 years is they've started reappraising all the property values to the correct numbers. But during those 3 years, we've seen the property values increase dramatically. So now property values are going up and they're reinsuring. So what should have been a gradual change over time now is all compounding over the last 3 to 4 years. So now they're making sure every building is properly valued. The HOA that I manage, theirs tripled in 3 years. Their insurance has tripled in 3 years because they got reclassified from a concrete building to a wood building because they have 25% wood. So they got absolutely
What happened to the other 75 that was concrete?
It doesn't because the wood is, if the wood falls, the whole system falls, right? So they got reclassified. They've been paying concrete insurance for 25, 30 years. Now all of a sudden, when they came back to redo the appraisals, they said, oh shoot, they've got 25% wood. Boom. And I had to have those conversations with all those homeowners that are saying the exact same thing like you. I'm paying $600 a month, where's my money going? Well, 50% of your budget is now insurance.
And speaking about insurance, this is what I had found out, and I think I appreciate you finding out who our insurance company is and looking into the policies.
Yes.
Because what
it was just buying. So I think we're from November, so I can't shop it for another 9 months.
Right, not about shopping, but understanding our policy, because if we're going to have a hurricane that takes down, say, 3 buildings, right, the roofs, and the damage is,
Yes.
and that the insurance company paid the association. So I asked Rhonda. She says no, because the damage was not worth the cap, so that money never came in. Now the owners seem to believe that it did. So there's another discrepancy there.
So luckily, thank God, and hopefully I never do, I don't have experience with buildings falling down and getting blown off or roofs being blown off. So I'm hoping that we never have to cross that bridge to begin with.
I've been very lucky in the last 20, 30 years after Andrew. But if you ever heard about Andrew,
no, I did.
Roofs were blown away.
So, but the thing is these issues that you're presenting, this is nothing we can control. This is your senators, your governors, your congressmen, whoever you can write to, call to, complain to, because they're the ones, I shouldn't say allowing it, but more or less allowing the insurance market to get here. This is insane. The amount, the fact that insurance has gone up, maybe it should have been this high. Maybe it should have been 700,000 this year, and this is the proper number. But it shouldn't have skyrocketed from 200 to 700 in 4 years. That's where the problem is. Maybe it was gradually 5, 8, 7% every year for the next so long. But I'm not a legislator. I'm not a legislator. So that's who that problem has to go to. All we can do is take this banking. Take this banking.
Dang.
We have been spanked.
We have been spanked.
Dang.
That's it. That's all we can do with insurance. I can help with almost every other aspect of this community, but insurance, we got to write to our congressmen, our people, and we got to see what can be done because it ain't something we can control up here. It's going to keep rising. And they're expecting another 30%. So I'm going to be in favor of getting all the roofs done this year. So this 2.3 million that I just...
You're going to be in favor, but the thing is, as you and I discussed personally the other day, the pocket cannot be stretched that long. So we have to go by steps, step by steps. We have to figure out how to get the 40-year certification. We have to help people that want to sell. We want to deal with the litigation so people can actually finance buying here. We have to deal with better management, financial. We have to be able to estimate real numbers for special assessment, not just to go by crazy estimates. And all of those things, before you think that people here are going to be able to pay in addition to the $500 and $600, $900 or $1,000, because I mean a lot of people here are on fixed income.
And that's what he said from the beginning. We're gonna go step by step. What's important, he put points for 1, 2, and 3, and he's been writing everything down. So that's what it's gonna happen.
I know, and I'm with you, and we've spoken, and thank you, Michael. I think you were instrumental to get us the extension on the boat. That's what we were we were asking and hoping for, and you got it, and so thank you.
Start figuring out, because so far from this meeting with that guy I spoke with, he wants the paving done, that's 600,000. We need to get phase 3 done, that's another $1 million. And so I'm just saying, it's gonna be a big number, and what's gonna happen is you guys...
Whatever we need to do to get the insurance down this year, everything else is not
I can't promise, don't say the word down. Control. I cannot say down because I can't guarantee you that if we get the roofs done, it's going to go down, but I can guarantee you if we get the roofs done, it should not go up 20%. 30%.
Right.
So that's what I'm hoping
for. For people to be able to get loans.
So what's going to end up happening though is all you guys are here, all you guys have heard me. Maybe 80% of you agree with me, maybe 20% hate me. What's going to happen is when I put this assessment together, we get those real numbers and it comes in higher than 2.3, I'm going to be the devil. Everybody's going to show up here and they're going to start yelling and screaming. And I need the homeowners to be like, hey, listen, we talked, we had these meetings, they've had these discussions. Where were you these last 4 months when we've been discussing every single thing? This has been coming. So that's why I say it's important to talk to your neighbors. It's important to tell them what's happening. Because this 2.3 million, in my opinion, it wasn't going to be enough. So that's just me being honest with everybody here.
That's why we want to create a committee and we want to be involved.
We will review.
So we know who's doing it, how much.
Absolutely.
So my question is, where are we getting this 40-year assessment from? Is this from the Surfside, from that law?
No, the 40-year assessment's always been around.
Yeah.
But now
certification is
they're enforcing it way more diligently. Yeah, strictly. So the 40 years always been around. After 40 years, every 10 years. We have to go through the process every 10 years because you're building ages. So Surfside just pointed out to the lawmakers because the one thing, that's the other thing, sorry. Last thing that I have my soapbox since I have your attention. The last thing that's not on this reserve schedule and not on this special assessment is something called concrete restoration. That is to the actual buildings. They've passed a new law because it was never included in reserves before, and that's the reason the building fell, that condos are going to be required to have concrete restoration in the reserve line items. The reason that matters to you guys and to us, and one of the reasons that I was in favor of looking at the 18-month escrow, is that law takes effect this year, so for 2025, that law takes effect. What that means is our reserves that we've lowered to 100,000. If we don't get most of this work done this year, it will be mandated to be either fully funded or 50% funded out, and 50% is going to be a lot more than 100,000. And then that number compounds that anyone who wants to buy now has to pay that times 18 to sit in account and do nothing. So there's a lot of factors to everything I'm talking about. There's a lot of steps that this board is going to have to take on. But we need to get a lot of this solved because we cannot control next year's maintenance fees. They're gonna shoot up more than you've ever seen if we don't get most of this work done. Because anyone who was at the budget meeting, what was the number for fully funding the reserves this year? It was like $2,000 a month for me.
Right.
So that number
$1,974.
that number will not be controlled if we don't get most of this fixed next year, because then it's going to be mandated that we do that. So it might not be 1,900, but it might be closer to 1,500, 1,600. You multiply that number by 18,
$35,000. Yeah, but Michael, isn't it three stories or higher? We're not 3 stories.
You look into that.
Say that one more time.
Isn't it the law 3 stories or higher?
Yeah.
The law does say 3 stories or
We're
higher.
not 3 stories.
Correct. The law does state 3 stories or higher, but I believe that there's going to be some clarifications, and I need to make sure that it affects all of the reserves, not just some, because they made a motion that the reserves can't be waived more than 50%. And even if it is that, we're still setting ourselves up for failure soon if we don't fully fund, because there's going to be other projects that come through.
I understand that,
So-
but we're not 3 stories, so the concrete shouldn't even apply to us.
That's the concrete.
Like, yeah, but that's a big portion.
That's a big portion, but even the reserves, if you look at the $2,000 a month did not include concrete. So if we get out of concrete, that saves us that the 2,000 isn't higher, but we still saw that it's at 2,000. So there's a lot of issues that are coming up. I'm not hiding anything from you guys. I'm not sugarcoating anything. We're a community. We're all together.
So basically, if I can't afford to pay this, I'm basically homeless then. Like my house is gonna get foreclosed, and I'm gonna get evicted, or I'm gonna get a lien on my property, and I'm gonna be homeless. Is that basically what it is?
So no.
Dang.
You can sell.
Yes,
But if right
Dang.
now,
Yeah.
it's not easy, as you heard.
I've been trying to sell for a year, so good luck.
The other
Dang.
thing is you can get an equity line of credit. If you get an equity line of credit, they can take a $25,000 payment and spread it over 20 years.
30 years
Even 30. So now all of a sudden this $5 million, this $10,000 worth of work comes out to $100 a month for you to get a home equity line.
Yeah, and that would be the best option for
Line
both
of
of
credit
us.
is not a good thing to do it,
So
because
this-
it's a variable rate, so.
Say that one more time.
No, there is a
No, it's a variable
No,
rate.
you
for
can get a
the
fixed
line.
rate. You can get a fixed
You
rate.
can get fixed for loans,
No.
equity loans, because I work on that. so
I'm actually a
that's
mortgage
what I'm
broker
telling you.
too, and you can get a fixed rate for a home.
Equity loan, you
Yeah.
get fixed.
No, you can get
Line
fixed.
credit
Good,
is
as long as
not.
you can't get a loan.
I worked 13 years on that, so I know
Don't say
that.
line of
Let us
credit.
speak.
No, home equity loan. I'm saying HELOC. I didn't say line of credit.
Let us speak. Let us speak.
I just want to make sure, like, I might be
in
homeless.
that same.
I might try looking into building a little
if
shelter
you're
on the
saying
side of
that
the road
you're
out there.
asking us to get the HELOC, then what is preventing the association from getting a loan and pay it off over time?
Everything.
Bad debt, the accounting situation.
Okay, but we already recognize just by one person in here, we could knock off a certain amount of money. So is it actual bad debt, or is it bad accounting that's showing up as bad debt?
That's a great question.
It doesn't matter until it's figured out. So
Oh, man.
right now, when the bank comes in, I can't say, hey, this is bad debt, but some of it's not real. Then they're gonna really run away from us.
No, that's not what I'm saying. We need to figure out what is actually bad debt, or what is bad accounting.
Yes.
Because
No,
with
and
me,
we are.
with me, for example, with my $621 just sitting somewhere in our land as a credit,
Yeah.
how is it? So, that's one entry. Where is the correspondent entry? The correspondent entry is probably showing up as bad debt.
Correct.
But in truth and in fact, it is not bad debt.
Correct.
So that's what I'm saying. When do we get to the accounting part of it so that we can figure out for real let us get a real number.
Yeah, but that's the thing is until that moment, there's nothing we can do. So let's say it takes the new accounting company 6 months. Because remember, there's going to be numbers on there that are real. There's going to be people who haven't paid for 2-3 years. Or not 2-3 years, 2-3 months. Sorry. There's going to be people who haven't paid for 2 and 3 months. We then have to collect that money as well. So it's not just come in and figure out who has bad debt, it's then also collecting that bad debt. Then if I push this project down and we don't get it passed sooner, I'm hoping and praying that we can get a loan, which, again, I'm not speaking ill, I'm not talking bad. That's what the previous board did. They wanted to get a loan. They were holding out to get a loan. And because they held out to get the loan, they got screwed through the accounting company, no fault of their own. Now they couldn't get a loan. Then all of a sudden, they gave you guys 14-day notice, special assessment, $2.3 million out of nowhere. So that's what I'm saying. If the accounting gets fixed, I can't control how long that takes. And until it is fixed, we can't get a loan.
I understand that. So are we working in that direction? Because it seems like the problem here is that I think we take too long to try and remedy a situation. You know,
yes.
We realize we have a situation with the bad debt, then we need to start getting the accounting reports. Yes. I don't know how you guys requested, but to me, that should be something that should be provided to the board members every month. Absolutely. So that if there's a discrepancy, you'll be caught sooner rather than
like
later.
A top priority.
It's the same thing with Robert. We're having this issue with Robert. Everybody's having this issue, but we're dragging our feet on making a decision as to what we're going to do about Robert, right? So all that does is compound the situation and make it worse for us. Because if people are having, let's think about this logically. This, as we all agree, this is not Fisher Island. So if people are having a problem paying their monthly maintenance of $400 and $600, what do you think is going to happen when we ask people to pay $1,900? So that's why I'm saying to me, the best option for everyone is for us to collectively get a loan and finance it over 20 whatever amount of years they give us, rather than putting the onus on us monthly to come up with $1,900 a month. To pay, and you're saying, just one more point, you're saying get a home equity, a HELOC or whatever it is. But again, it comes back to, yes, it's out there for people to get, and it doesn't matter if you have an 850 credit score, if your income is only $10,000, you're not going to get a line of credit. So if it's a situation where people cannot, we recognize that we have a situation where people may not be able to pay the maintenance as it is right now, then getting to $1,900, we're setting ourselves up for failure.
I agree. I'm not in favor of the $1,900 a month. I'm not. But here's the problem. What you just described, and this is, I didn't think we were going to get on this conversation today, but since we're here, this is what you just described. You want the association to go and get a loan. Now, we get a loan for, $6 million, and we pay it off over 10 years. You understand that then the association is responsible for making those payments, which means your maintenance goes up with that loan, right? So because of that, when people who can't afford it stop paying it, the other homeowners in the association have to cover them. Yeah. Now, and so
it's that way either way.
No, if homeowners give their own equity lines, the bank gives them the $25,000 or the $6 million total. I'm just saying 25 because that's what I think. $25,000 that they pay the association, then that homeowner is responsible with their bank to make those payments. The association is not responsible.
But that's the point I'm making to you. You're assuming that people are able to get a $25,000 line of credit. And I'm saying to you, for the majority of people, because of one, forget credit. Let's just assume in a perfect world that everybody has perfect credit.
Yes.
But you're assuming that people...
A $25,000 loan for 20 years, you're paying out $200 a month. I don't know that the association can take out a 20-year loan. I'm going to be honest with you. The most I've seen is 10 years.
Like 20 years?
If the association, that's half of a 20-year loan. Not including if the homeowner gets a 30-year loan, then that $200 a month probably drops to $150.
We're fucked.
So it's possible for people to go from paying what they're paying now, $600 to $1,900.
I'm not saying 19. What's that's the full reserve amount. Yeah, but I'm not in favor of paying the 19. I understand that. But what I'm saying is, if you're worried that people can't afford to get their own $25,000 loan, pay it off over 20
What you're
years.
assuming that people have $25,000 equity in their property.
Everybody here does because we haven't had reserves since the beginning of time, which means everybody here had to put 25% down.
That's not correct.
That should be legally, nobody can get in this, nobody can buy into here without putting 25% down.
Yeah, I had to put 25. I had to put 25.
That is 100%. And if the value's gone up, you have more equity. And again, so back to my point, if you're worried that someone can't afford to get a $25,000 loan for 20 years, pay $200 a month, understand that if the association takes out a $6 million loan for 10 years, it's going to be at least double that payment. That those homeowners are going to have to make monthly regardless. So that $600 we're paying now is going to go up to $1,200. They still have to make those payments. You're putting the burden on the association. Now the association is responsible. So when the people who can't afford it stop making payments, the people who are paying get special assessed to cover those homeowners that are not paying. It is a shitty situation. It is a terrible situation. It's awful, and I genuinely believe in 2019, if the loan number wasn't so high, if it wasn't a $6 million loan, I would think we're in a better situation. The association can take that on. But because it's gotten so high and all these problems have compounded at the same time, for the association to take out that loan, homeowners still can't afford. If they can't afford $200 of their own loan, how are they going to afford to pay me the association an extra $500 a month for 10 years? Do you understand?
Yep.
It's a lot of information,
I understand that.
but it is a terrible situation. It's awful. I've sat up trying to figure things out. I've called mortgage lenders. I've talked with as many people as I can. I've spoken with attorneys. I don't know what the solution is to help at this point because it is so bad. You talked about, you see that the issue is we're delaying our response. We're kicking the can down the road.
Yeah.
Well, at some point,
We can't get it.
we've hit the wall. We've hit the wall because now, if insurance wasn't such a pressure, we might be in a better situation. If we had an extra $400,000 that we weren't paying.
Wait, is there any good news that you can tell us? Like, is there anything that is there like what? All I hear is negative. Is there one good news? I mean, other than that we're alive and we're here.
When we get this done,
Yeah.
the property values here are ridiculously low. Any real estate agent you speak to will tell you for a 2-bedroom, we should be selling around 200 or at least and more.
Okay.
That's why the majority of the people we buy here because we thinking we was low our expenses.
But
I came from Coral Springs to here because I want to lower my expenses for my retirement, and now I am screwed up.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing though. Here's the good news.
Yeah,
If we get all this done,
yeah.
and our home values skyrocket.
Okay.
That's good news. That's
Okay.
good for everybody here. Your
Okay.
equity goes up. You can if the rates go down, you can refinance all of it to save more money per month, and we can control those figures.
Okay.
That is the good news. If you want some good news.
Yeah, that's what I want right now. All I want, look, there's a lot of negative to talk about. I just want to hear it, focus on the good, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. No,
And
the good
if there's one piece of
We'll
good
have
news, like you just
beautiful
mentioned, it made my
asphalt.
day, you know what
We'll
I'm saying?
have beautiful asphalt. We'll have beautiful roofs. Our
Yeah.
buildings will be painted.
Okay.
Our stairs will hopefully not be slippery.
Okay.
You know, if we want to add anything else, we can add flowers around. We can add some more trees. Understand that
We can hold off on that right now. Don't get into the budget, you know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
we can get there,
Okay.
but I'm not going to hide and I'm not going to lie to you guys and I'm not going to tell you guys
Right.
that
You're not gonna sugarcoat it,
there's
exactly.
a bunch of
Right.
good things out there.
Okay.
Right now, we're getting screwed from insurance. We're getting
Yeah.
screwed from interest rates.
I understand. I understand.
So actually,
the result for those
sorry.
conversations with other people say is you need to start saving or you need to look in at home equity because I understand your frustration. It's my frustration too. Or we saving or home equity because there is not only I'm not liking one in some point, but I understand the position of them also because the law is the law. It's not only their problem. Forget about Robert. It's not only their problem. Management it's the law, the insurance. This is against us for different reasons.
But it's the small things too. If Robert would do this job like a little, just a tad bit better.
I'm talking. Excuse me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead.
And as a result, everybody need to start saving and long and home equity. Unfortunately, to get it out this quickly and a peace of mind, don't be worse, that's the reality. We can say whatever, but we can go against the laws and the reality.
Got you.
And
I got
the
you.
insurance company.
I got you. We understand. I got you.
I know one that is crossed because she don't come to us with the reality all year. She made some stupid decision probably. But the main problem is not that. The main problem is
I get you.
what he's
Right, I get you. We understand.
Clearly,
We understand.
we are just wasting more time here.
We understand.
We need to go back to the house, do whatever,
Yeah.
spend money and look for the equity.
We understand. I understand. I understand. And like I said, I appreciate you, but like, if Robert needs me to bring,
Behind them, look if they are doing the real job.
because honestly, like Robert to me, he looks kind of sleepy a little bit sometimes. If he needs me to bring coffee for him, you know, I can get a coffee machine in here. You know what I'm saying? Some espresso.
Listen, forget about it. He already said,
Okay.
we need I always say, we can say whatever in this
I
meeting,
understand, I
but we need the proof
Yeah.
and reality. The law and the situation don't fit. You
I
need the
understand.
proof on it.
I got you. I understand.
I
understand.
We are just wasting time for nothing. That's
on a $6 million loan at a 6.25%.
I'm just saying, I can get a coffee machine in here. You know, you can drink a little coffee. You might, you know, look
If
sleepy.
you divide it by 290, which we have more than 290, that's only $234.
We have 256.
Has it said to
Wanda found it just like that. Before she came in, and people actually liked her.
Believe her.
Then she just did a
I
180,
am with
okay?
you too, but we have to be realistic.
I know, no, I know.
Realistic. The numbers show. That's why we need to wait for that audit and show the real number.
They need to
first,
stretch this out.
And then
so
be
hopefully,
realistic. That's
That's the only
numbers, like
realistic thing.
insurance. You pay insurance, my pay insurance in a year, going on 120.
You know
I
what?
have all the discount all over. I have a senior, low miles, homeowner, the other they put in the car. I only have 40,000
Right,
miles
no,
in
I
5 years
understand
car.
that, but-
And even that, no tickets.
What they have to,
To try to solve all of this in 1 year,
it's impossible.
it's not realistic.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
He's dreaming. It's unrealistic. The disruption that you're going to cause to people's lives, and everybody going to run and just get a home
They can't. A lot of
and hand over money to people you
man.
don't know.
And there's no cross-reference to see
That's
exactly
what
what's
he
going
say.
to.
It's better. That's what he say. I don't know if it's wrong. It's better every single body. He's saving all block for the loan.
He said that on Monday.
I don't want to.
Let's go for the whole amount because it will fix that. He had a plan before we even got it. Selected.
Sí, ella se esconde detrás de que hay mucha gente que no paga.
That's what I say. When he has the realistic numbers,
Yes.
he want to say that he paid us.
Well, should I eat stuff and buy my medication, or should I give it to them? What do you think's gonna happen? They don't, I'm talking about, look, if they need all these things fixed, stretch it out. Because what's gonna happen, and I have been here for over 27 years, and I know what's gonna happen. You think bad debt's bad now? Wait till next year, because I guarantee you it's gonna go up like 50%. People, like, that's what I'm saying. If you have a choice of eating and getting your medication, and let's say you're on Social Security, and you have a choice of either eating or giving it to them, who you think's gonna win? So that's what's gonna end up happening.
But
This guy can say whatever
I
he
hate to say
wants.
this, but on top of all of that, the fees and the violations that are not in the budget, that are $500,000
Yeah.
now, imagine that number,
gonna get
and
worse. It's
imagine
gonna get worse.
who's gonna have to pay for that. Bro, I might as well go build a house underneath the bridge
I
down
brought that up to a friend of mine who does permitting for bath fitters.
Okay.
So she deals with a number of city governments. She happens to know the chief engineer in the building department for Margate is Andrew.
Okay.
And I asked her, because what the attorney said, I said, Kim, what is a lien reduction? Because that's what he mentioned. And he's like, yeah, you can get a lien reduction. However, it's not going to happen automatically. You have to get a contractor. Andrew's not going to talk to an attorney.
Of course not.
He's going to talk to a contractor who has a plan.
Okay.
Numbers, plan, this is what we're doing, this is what it costs,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
And they can reduce it. As he said,
Yeah, but
may not impact the administrative fees. but he can reduce it.
Okay.
But the longer you take
The more
to
less
deal with
likely.
it, the less likely
Of
that,
course.
and the city's going to just keep tacking on their
But the
fees.
fact that
And
it's
I'm
been so
telling you,
long, the fact that it's been so long.
Margate is brutal. Their inspectors are brutal, especially when you've done something deliberately wrong, like working without a
Our
permit.
track record is not great, so once they see that, honestly, I can't put all my eggs in that basket.
Well,
Our track record shows.
Okay, and again, that's why I asked you. I'm glad you mentioned about the Google review meetings,
yeah.
because that's why I asked him, who are you and what firm do you work for? They got a 1.0.
Yeah. What the hell? I wouldn't hire a 1.0 for
Okay, now mind you, hold on, I dug deeper. Apparently they've been in existence for 20 years, the firm, and there were only 3 Google reviews, but I'm like, how do you only have reviews for 20 years, you only have 3 reviews, and they're all bad. They're all 1.0.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. There's some shady stuff going on, honestly. It might be friends, family, they might have...
Well, that's how they got the other attorney. Well, that's how they got Judah and Espino. My understanding, and again, it's all hearsay, but the other attorney that they had before this one, that's who got us to Judah and Espino.
That was their recommendation? Them?
How you doing, girl?
That's funny. Exactly. Me?
Yes, they stopped it. They stopped it between you and that other guy.
Yeah.
They said, that's it.
Yeah.
No more questions.
I know. I'll come back a little bit, but I don't think I was being okay. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe one meeting, maybe I was a little disrespectful.
We could
but
have gotten more answers that day.
no, but that specific day, remember, they weren't answering any questions if it wasn't on that topic.
No, the second day. The second day is when they stopped.
The second day is when
The special assessment.
Oh yeah, because they almost passed the full reserve special assessment. I'm happy about that. Because I'm on the brink of being homeless if they would have passed that. So it's not even just me, it's my wife too. So I don't even think about myself, I think about my wife and the community. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, yeah, I may have come off a little harsh, but that's built, you know what I'm saying? That's built up from years and years of nothing.
I get it.
I think they deserve that, honestly. But
we could have gotten more answers that day.
I don't know. They were being. I don't know. You weren't there that day, but they were being a little deflective. I don't know.
I think that your voice is not absolutely bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm
Okay.
just saying you need to cut back a little bit.
Take a step back.
There's other people that
I
have
understand.
points,
I
that have
understand.
stories.
From New York? No, I'm from here. I'm from Margate.
like a New Yorker.
For real? I was born in Trinidad and I was raised here, so I grew up right in this area my whole life. But
Just like you can get some good points, but just you complain about Robert so much.
I just acknowledge it. I just acknowledge
but
it.
you acknowledge it so many times.
We know this. Everybody knows this.
Okay, well, you know what? I just wanted my voice to be heard because you know what? If I'm quiet.
You're not the only
was writing
voice.
down everything. He was
Okay, I mean it's good. It's good, but sometimes it's good to voice how you feel. Like how everybody else voice how they feel. At least you guys understand how I feel, right?
Which is good.
And it's been 4 years since I've lived here, and I never voiced how I felt. So that's probably what you heard that day.
Compounding.
Right,
That's why
right.
you run for the board.
Hey, you know what? I could really run for the board. I feel like I can make a really difference in the community. You know, I feel like I can.
This is where we live. This is where you live. You and your wife.
Okay. I'm you know what? When I go home tonight, I'm gonna talk to my wife about it. But if I get enough people that believe in me, you know, I don't know.
It may not happen this year.
I know, I understand that. It's okay, it's okay. I didn't really plan on moving out. Like I wanna sell my house.
I don't want to sell my house either.
Why you want to sell?
I don't wanna sell.
Place here is nice. Even if I move from here, I'm not gonna sell my car.
I mean, the only reason I would move is, you know, if I have a different situation.
A better situation that you can replace,
a home
of
life
course.
situation.
But
otherwise, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, the other guy was upset, DJ, DJ, of course, but you can't really blame him. Think about it. You know, there's a lot of unreasonable stuff that's going on. But if you're not really aggressive, you don't let them know how you feel. They're just gonna be like, oh well, they probably don't really care that much, and you know, it's no big deal. Because if you look at their face, if you look at their face after the last meeting, they were all smiling, they were all happy. They weren't really. If you look at that side, smiles and happiness. If you look at this side, everybody's just like, oh my gosh, like what the hell is going on? What am I gonna do? But if they were really affected, they would feel the same way we feel. It just shows. It just feels like they don't really. Bro, you see how Robert was sitting down at the meeting? To me, that was the issue, because he's sitting down, he's slouched over.
Yeah,
he's like. Oh yeah, they're talking about me. Oh okay. Oh, I'm not worried about them. I'm not working for them. He feels like he's working against us. To me, that's a problem.
It is a problem.
And if nobody wants to acknowledge that, that's on them. But me, I pay $700 a month for maintenance fee here,
it is a
and
problem.
it's a voice. I have a voice.
Our biggest problem right now is the money,
Exactly.
the accounting.
Exactly.
That's the biggest problem.
There's a bunch of problems, but I mean, first it's the little things too. Like I think if Robert would just be more, obviously accommodating. Okay, the money's the money, right? But be more accommodating to the people.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I mean, he shouldn't be talking to these people like this at
That's
all.
what I'm saying. So if nobody, no, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. If nobody
dictating,
if nobody checks him, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna, oh yeah, they're not worried about it. Yeah, I'm making $100,000 a year. I'm not worried about it.
He's definitely gonna get charged. We just need paper trail.
That's why me and DJ obviously acted the way we acted. You know what I'm saying? I think he deserved it, but I don't think. At the end of the day, what's in the dark has to come to light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you got a bunch of skeletons in the closet, eventually it's gonna come to light. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's private or in front of everybody. To me, I don't think it was that bad. It could have been. Trust me, it could have been worse.
I know it could have been worse. I could see the tone. But
Look, I'm a young kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm 30 years
just-
old.
I'm
I'm
just-
energized. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I could run. If y'all want me to run, hey, look. If you guys want me to run and be on the board with you,
Next year.
next year, okay.
Yeah, next year when the election.
Like I can start reading books and get my, start learning the laws more. You know what I'm saying?
well, no, I gotta go check my
Okay,
kids.
all right.
And somebody like verified it. She said it was hard to do, but it could be done. That if you find that the board has done something, anybody on the board has done something that puts, but not only malicious, that puts the association, the owners in harm,
Yeah.
that they could be held
Accountable.
financially.
Okay, perfect.
I gotta look
Perfect.
into that, and
Yeah.
I can easily just ask my attorney that.
No, it's-
See, my
it's good.
attorney
because
is.
what happens sometimes your attorney send letters to them and she will respond.
And I'm sure you have all the proof
It's
you need
worse
to.
than
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm sure.
It's worse than that.
Yeah.
That's it's an example of that, but it's worse than that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
They didn't respond to something that they should have responded
Good.
to. Responded to.
Good.
And they had a timeline.
So honestly,
Oh, yeah, because that happens with my lawyers.
that's a black and white case. You're good. Trust me, that's a black and white.
Again,
It's a black
like
and
I
white.
said, I'm going home. I'm
Yeah.
printing out all of my Uber Eats stuff. I'm
Exactly.
pulling my receipts for the dehumidifiers that I had to get. I'm going. When I go to the laundromat again this week, because I've been going there since April. I'm
It's
gonna have them.
it's
I'm
affecting
gonna
your
have them
health?
because they know me. Because I've been going to the same one. I'm gonna have them put on their invoice my name, how long I've been coming there, what their washer costs that I use, how long I use the dryer, and what it's cost per 5 minutes, and what the total is gonna be, and sign it. That's gonna go to my attorney.
Perfect.
I'm serious.
And not just that, how it's affecting your health, just the fact
It's
you have
ridiculous.
mold.
I mean,
You know,
granted,
you have.
the mold is out, but I can't function in my house.
No, you can't.
Exactly.
You have no
It's
peace.
like you don't have your
I
own
can't.
house, you know?
Seriously, and if I wanted to sell it, I can't.
Exactly.
You know, people are talking about they're selling. If people want to sell if they can't pay for whatever, now whatever they come up with, they can't